Clock. Yeah, it's great to have your company once again live at Energia Park in Donnybrook on Premier Sports for the second of our Leinster Schools Senior Cup quarter-final matches. The atmosphere building as we head towards that kick-off at 3 o'clock. And really, the question for these two colleges, Terenure and St Michael's today, is can they possibly follow up the theatrics and the dramatics we got yesterday afternoon? That late showing from Gonzaga College, the defending champions, doing it with the very last kick of the game. Brilliant game.
Yeah, I'd say both players are hoping they don't have to go through that. That was an incredible game. Serious stress, drama, last kick of the game to win it, and I think both coaches will hope that today's a little bit more one-sided, but it's highly unlikely to be. This is two very strong schools going at it, and Terenure, they've been away from the top table for a little while, but year on year they've got better, and they believe that this team is good enough to maybe go all the way. So big test for Michaels today.
It's an interesting one, isn't it? Because we were treated to all that drama yesterday. Gonzaga still in the competition. One of the big names is going to fall today. I say that because Terenure are fancied, but St Michael's are always thereabouts. Very, very strong team, very well coached. We saw that, the physicality and strength they have in round one.
Yeah, I think both teams are probably a little more powerful than the teams we saw yesterday. Belvo had a big pack. Gonzaga had a great skill set. Both teams today should have a really good skill set, power, athleticism, and the game plan. It'll be really interesting how both coaches going to attack the other. Obviously know each other very well, and I think we're going to have an unbelievable match. Yeah,
wonderful conditions again for the second day in a row. We don't want to make it all about Gonzaga, but of course winning the trophy, having failed so many times in recent history last year, sends a message to teams like Castleknock and like Terenure today, who, as you say, have been something of a sleeping giant for 21 years now since they last won one of their 10 titles.
Yeah, and that's the beauty of knockout rugby. It doesn't matter what happens in the league, it doesn't matter what happens in the friendlies, it's what you do in Donnybrook in the course of this competition, and Terenure will be aware of that, and they're not coming in here without a hope. They have the form in the book to actually go and believe they can win, and Michael's probably have the form but haven't got the record over the last couple of years of actually closing the deal, so it's going to be fascinating to see how this plays out.
Okay, Bernard, thanks for the moment. Well, Bernard mentioned the two head coaches, of course, knowing each other very well. They do indeed. A bit of sibling rivalry, no less, between the Skian brothers, the two head coaches of Terenure and St Michael's. And a little bit earlier on, I got their thoughts. John, good to chat to you. There's no easy draws in the Leinster Senior Schools Cup quarter-final, but Michael's came out of the hat against Terenure. Looking forward to a really tough, tense battle today?
Yeah, Michael's over the last few years have obviously been, really, really good in the competition. We had a great game against them in the pre-season. They've got phenomenal players, really well looked after in the back room and everything like that. So, but as you say, I think any of the matches that you get at this stage are going to be, you're going up against brilliant coaches and players and stuff like that. So that's the exciting thing about the competition. You just want to go out against the best and hopefully, prove your mettle against them.
And you have a good stern test already under your belts. Looking back 3 weeks ago to round one, Kilkenny really put it up to you physically here, so that's put you in good stead.
Yeah, definitely. They had a really good size profile, and they came in. I think they had a good league campaign, and they had a lot of belief in themselves. And it was a tough match for us. We probably weren't perfect by any stretch, but just delighted to get through the game. And obviously we've had a good prep window over the last couple of weeks to be able to try and fix some of the things that maybe didn't go as well for us as we would have liked, and obviously prepare for this challenge ahead of us in Michael's.
Interesting little subplots there. There's quite a few today, but sibling rivalry between yourself and Andy in the opposing dugouts. The WhatsApp's been a little bit quieter than usual this week, has it?
Yeah, well, we actually coached the club team together as well, so we kind of said we had a game on Saturday, and once that finished we said, look, we'll chat after the game on Wednesday. So look, it's cool, and for us, we've coached against each other a couple of times in different roles that we've had, but to do it in a quarter-final like this is pretty special. So if you want to remember, hopefully I get on the right side of it, and I have the Christmas bragging rights, later on in the year.
A couple of changes to your team, a couple of interesting ones and key ones. I look at the strength of both back rows today, and I see that young Ben Blaney's come back into a rejigged back row for you guys today, which is an important switch.
Yeah, Ben, look, he's a really promising player. He'd been on senior team last year. He's been involved with Leinster and Ireland and so on, and he got a bad injury earlier on in the season, in the pre-season, been out for an extended period, and probably always had the quarter-final circled as a potential date, but with hamstrings you just never know. I know in Michael's they had Chris Cosgrave's younger brother Andrew, and unfortunately he hasn't made it through for today. So with these hamstrings, when the kids are coming back, it can be very touch and go as to whether, but thankfully he's come through everything. We're confident. He adds a great jolt for us, and Lorcan, who's dropped to the bench, we know will make a brilliant impact when he comes on. So yeah, look, a couple of changes, one enforced in the front row for us. Unfortunately, Olin Story picked up an injury in that game against Kilkenny, but look, we're very lucky with the squad we have. We've been very competitive this season, first, second, third grade. So the guys who do get an opportunity, I'm sure, won't let us down, and will show their worth today. And a really strong showing from your side in round one a few weeks ago against Castleknock. Talk to us about what you've focused on in the meantime.
Yeah, it's probably going to be a bit different today. The weather's much better, so that changes the dynamics of the game quite a lot. Obviously, we would have prepped for Castleknock based on the specific threats they have, and then the same for Terenure. So we're playing a different team. They play a different way. They probably are more of a running team, less of a forward-orientated team. So we have to be aware of that, and have a couple of things practiced as well to go after them.
And in terms of that specific approach, then tailoring your needs to what they will bring, what's your point of difference, do you hope?
Well, probably what performed really well in the first game was our pack. We had a very good kick and chase game. We dominated out of touch. We hope to maintain that going into this game. So I think field position is going to be very, very important. It always is in any game, but particularly in a schools cup game where, if you're in the right places, good things happen.
Senior Cup rugby is full of rivalries. Today it's about sibling rivalry in terms of you and your brother Sean. Not a lot of people will know that you're in opposing dugouts as brothers today. Adds an interesting dynamic. It's all about bragging rights, I believe.
Well, I see it much as another game. We work together in Terenure Rugby Club, so we've been focused. Even yesterday we were talking about an AIL game that's coming up in 2 weeks' time, so we haven't really spoken too much about this. We played each other at many levels before. Interpros, he was at Munster, I was at Leinster. I was at UCD, he was with Garryowen. He was with Glenstall, I was at St Michael's, so it's nothing unfamiliar to me. Never
gets old. A couple of changes on their side. One in your backline today in force. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so Andy Cosgrave, unfortunately, he had a grade 3C hamstring tear back in September. He's had a reoccurrence of that, so he's going to miss out now today and for the rest of the tournament, unfortunately. So it's really gutting for him, but we've no worries about what's coming onto the field. Charlie McConnell's in the Ireland 18 squad and he's on our bench. So to have that level of player in the schools team on the bench, I mean, we're very lucky to have him.
Very best of luck today.
Thanks very much.
Super. Almost all set to go then at Energia Park in Donnybrook for this hugely anticipated second quarter-final matchup between Terenure College and St Michael's. Conditions, well, just about perfect, a little bit +3, but as always, a crackling atmosphere. We're all set to go after this short break. Welcome back to Energia Park in Donnybrook. Those final few nervy moments. The game faces on military formation as the two teams, Terenure College and St Michael's, make their way back into the dressing rooms just for a quick change of shirt and then back out to meet their fans in anticipation of this quarter-final match. The Terenure College starting 15 includes no fewer than 6 players who featured in last year's Senior Cup first-round defeat to Clongowes. Head coach Sean Skehan makes 3 personnel changes from the win over Kilkenny College in the first round 3 weeks ago. Ben Blaney's returned to fitness in the back row, a massive boost. Son of David Blaney, and of course the latest in that family dynasty that has such a long and lasting legacy with Terenure Rugby. Captain Lundy Wardock moves out to play on the open side flank today with Mike Murphy at number 8 in a back row reshuffle. The other change comes at tight head prop. Louis Carney is in for the unfortunately injured Olin Story. On the right wing, Donncha Cullinan back from injury, so Callum Gallagher drops to the bench. Casper Gabriel is the Terenure fly half. Elliot Mallon inside him at number 9. Paddy Curry was excellent in the first round match, very solid under the high ball and a constant counter-attacking threat. St Michael's, as we saw, impressed in the opening round, coming through a tough assignment against Castleknock, tougher perhaps than suggested by the 34 points to 5 scoreline. Second row, David Walsh grabbed the headlines that afternoon with a hat-trick of tries. Rory Brown was excellent last time out, and Michael's go-forward ball is supplied in abundance by a physically abrasive and mobile pack, the likes of Doohan Maguire, Rian Coogan, Sam Corrigan, all key players. James Sherwin once again captains the Aylesbury Road side from scrum half with Joe Quigley at number 10. Pat Wood, a real game changer on the wing. David Lacey likewise will catch the eye from fullback, an elusive runner. Ethan Black turned in a noteworthy performance against Castleknock. And in the one other change for St Michael's this afternoon, Charlie McConnell replaces Andrew Cosgrave at number 12. Massive occasion, huge day out for both these schools, and well, it's a conveyor belt of talent, St Michael's, isn't it? Down the years they've produced so many. Ross Maloney and Max Deegan and others, and a couple of the more recent recruits from St Michael's. Jack Boyle, the scrum coach for St Michael's, was on the pitch a short time ago, flanked by Scott Penny, who's been helping out as well with some contact work. But Bernard Jackman alongside me. Teams taking their time in the dressing room, maybe a player-led word or two from some of the leadership group, or a final chance for the coaching staff to have their say. Yeah,
I'd say by this stage it's over to the players. There's so much experience in both playing groups in terms of playing in the cup as junior cup and senior cup, but also Leinster and Ireland representative, and they just want to get this game started. I mean, the nerves for the last couple of days, particularly watching that game yesterday, to just be 24 hours away from doing what they do, and it's going to be a fascinating game, and really looking forward to it.
Huge reception for Terenure. So here comes St Michael's. So much pedigree, so much class in both these teams. Brilliant quarter-final between Gonzaga and Belvedere College yesterday, and we expect something very, very similar this afternoon. It's probably going to be very fast and furious and physical in the opening 5 or 10 minutes. This is two big teams, big physical packs, powerful men, and they will want to lay down a marker early doors. Referee this afternoon taking charge is Dermot Blake. Three-man game, of course. We saw the importance of both benches yesterday. Real big impact for Gonzaga off the bench, and Belvedere College as well. And so many of these players, even on the benches, such as the depth of resources, are representative players, be it for Leinster or Ireland.
Ready, Michael? Ready, Terenure?
70 minutes plus of high-octane Leinster Schools Cup quarter-final action. Two big teams going toe-to-toe. Those early touches, those early nerves, all so important. James Sherwin at 9, wearing the captain's armband for St Michael's, a real settling force in there. He's a brilliant, all-round, talented footballer, multi-skilled. Straight into the backfield to Paddy Curry. Into the hands of the mercurial number 10, Casper Gabriel. Talented footballer, again, all-round athlete. Adam Cooper will carry ball all day from that loose head prop position for Terenure. Going through the phases, getting involved and up to speed quickly. Ben Blaney, so good to see him back from injury. It's been a long time waiting to get his run back in this side. They earmarked the quarter-final for a return from injury, and that's what he's got. But it's a turnover, and the first penalty of the afternoon goes the way of St Michael's.
Yeah, a really physical start from both teams. Michael's put a huge amount of emphasis on their kick chase, and they've got two brilliant kickers at half-back with James Sherwin and Joe Quigley. That time was James Sherwin using the box kick, and Terenure just trying to bring that power game, bringing those big forward carriers. But time after time there, Michael's getting those double hits, and eventually just got that big turnover to break down.
Terenure, step off that.
So first line out of the afternoon, Doon Maguire. So Maguire has it, no forward momentum, and they work it around that short side and into the hands of Price. Big tackles coming in all around the park inside the opening 2 minutes of the game. Sherwood. And again, quick service, and he's looking to fire this Michael's backline quickly. David Walsh takes it tight to the line. Another big destructive ball carry, a lovely little skip out pass there to the narrow channel to Joe Elliott. Again, that back row for Michael, so prolific, and a great carry by the captain Sherwin this time, making ground, attacking that gain line. Good hands again, in it goes to Coogan. He's so difficult to stop. Took that pass with forward momentum, pumped the quads, used his strength and physicality, and a brilliant tackle coming in there in defence from, I think it was Paddy Curry for Terenure again, the full back up to stop St Michael's in their track, but they're getting the ball into the hands of these big ball carriers, Coogan in particular, 2 or 3 times in this attack. 6 metres out from the line, they reload again. Fraser McKenna wants it. Great line speed in defence, brilliant tackle by Blaney. Ball is spilled in the contact, it's fast and frenetic, and it ricochets into touch on that far side.
Wow, the ferocity of some of those hits. Huge carry there from Rian Coogan. Michael used him a lot to get him on the front foot. But in fairness, Blaney came in there on a double hit and just forced a bit of a turnover. But then he got to exit. Big pressure on his line out. Michael's defensive line out is excellent.
So Mark Egan, difficult afternoon for the throwers. It's blustery, it's breezy, it's buffeting around Energia Park. That was a brilliant executed line out under severe pressure inside the opening 4 minutes, and a wonderful clearance.
Yeah, a really good exit. Looks like the little wind advantage is with Michael, so just important to get that off. Good drill there, good throw by Egan.
6 goals.
So Maguire, he was excellent last day out against Castleknock, and that's really good work. And look, acceleration from a standing start from the hooker. Brilliant power and pace, and that's what Michaels are using inside the opening 5 minutes to try and press home their territorial advantage here. And now they spin it out to Ethan Black. Maguire once again, he carried so much ball in round 1 and is very much to the fore again. Coogan also. Expect to see him in the high teens in terms of carries before the afternoon is out. Credit Terenure for defence, and it's not all about the carry from Rian Coogan. That was a lovely little pass as well, but the line speed in defence and the tenacity is causing errors.
Yeah, that's a brilliant tackle from the 9, Elliot Mallon, his Irish Schools. He's the one who makes the big hit and forces the turnover. But again, when you just see how the pace which Michaels come around the corner, and just the variety of carriers they have, just looking to offer themselves up to James Sherwin as ball runners, and this man in particular, Duane Maguire.
All the way towards the tail last time. That's really good again. Yeah, picked out David Walsh. He's a superb athlete in that second row. So too Sam Corrigan, one of the try scorers in round one against Castleknock. And it goes down to David Lucy. Cullinan did well because that was not an easy ball to take. He made it look easier than it was. Bought himself a little bit of time, and then there's numbers over the ball. Great turnover, great jackal work.
Yeah, that was brilliant. Sam Corrigan doing a back row's job. You just see, in fairness to Cullinan, he does really well to catch that in the backfield. It's a nice little play from Michaels. They sweep back against the grain, and Lucy, using his left foot, just tries to find territory. But once he starts to run here, the Terenure players need to get back a little bit quicker. And it's just that little separation between the first arriver and Sam Corrigan gets in and gives Quigley a chance for goal.
Well, a frantic opening 6 minutes or so. Good strike, plenty of conviction behind it. The ARs agree, up go the flags, and the first points of this quarter-final.
Joe Quigley was excellent in that first game against Castleknock. Brilliant footballer, really good running threat, but also has a class kicking game, and was a star of Dublin Minors last year. Big future ahead of him in whatever sport he decides to stick to after schools rugby.
As I said, blue skies overhead. It's a perfect track, but it is a blustery, windy day, so nothing easier for two exceptionally talented goal kickers this afternoon. Brilliant take under a difficult ball by Jeff O'Sullivan. Terenure on the front foot, and for the first time in the match, really trying to find their feet in around that St. Michael's 22. Recycle the ball. It's a double hit. Brilliant tackle going in from Joe Elliott and Charlie McConnell. That'll do Charlie McConnell's confidence. The power of good coming into the starting team today for Andrew Cosgrave. Now working that short side. Lovely little exchange of passes. Elliott Mallon, the supply line as always from scrum half. Gets it in as far as Josh Mooney, and the big lock forward takes it on. Michael's play on the wrong side. Penalty advantage and an opportunity potentially to level things up with the boot if nothing comes of this. Dan Martin takes it on up towards the Michael's 22. No let up whatsoever in the pace of the game. The tenacity of the tackles. Good hit that time by Ethan Black. Is there space on the outside? The line break by Moran. Gets it back inside. Martin on the rampage now. 4 meters shy. Queuing up left and right. The ball is still there. Just a matter of feet and inches shy of that St. Michael's line.
Vantage offside!
All the big carriers queuing up now. Which way will it go? Michael's trying to defend their line. Don't need to get held up over the line. David Walsh with some last-ditch defending to do there.
On the line.
Taken on by Carney, the tight head prop. He couldn't quite make it. On the surge again. Brilliant defence. Joe Elliott in there again, and they go once more.
Stay on the line.
Mike Murphy is in there. Carney again, one after the other. The captain Warnick there also. Now they'll put some air on it. Through the hands of the 10. Two runners out the back. They get it away. Space is there. Great try. Casper Gabriel for Terenure.
Right? Do not do that.
Oh, what a response from Terenure. In fairness, I thought they were cooked when at the big tackle from Charlie McConnell and Joe Elliott got a momentum, but they got caught the ball in ruck, not rolling away, and then it was a big carry from Louis Moore. He just used to defend. That got him field position, and from there, 6 or 7 phases with the forwards. This is brilliant defence from Michaels. How they kept Terenure out from this distance, just putting their bodies on the line, winning that shoulder battle. 2 men hits, but as soon as they shorten that defensive line, you see the 10, Casper Gabriel, he sees the spot, beautiful offload, and he's a beautiful runner. He's an excellent player. Great response. Challenge laid down to Michaels now.
A great response, a wonderful riposte. He's a classy player, an all-round athlete. Plays the game with his chest puffed out, his shoulders back. He's a real leader in this team.
Apparently he's the best rugby player, soccer player and Gaelic player in the school, just an all-rounder.
Right or left? Left.
Austrian family came to Ireland and Dublin 5 or 6 years ago. I watched him very closely in the first round and indeed last year against Clongo. Scored a try in the replay game that Terenure lost to Clongos last year, and he looked already made for this level and beyond.
Stay on, stop! 12, stop! Now you're okay.
That's into a stiff breeze. He's got a huge boot on him. Now then, Quigley surveying what options he has in front of him. When you can run like that, sometimes you don't need too many other options. Now they need to get to him in space. He just scythed his way past 2 or 3. There's plenty of numbers to the left. Get heads up. Terenure funneling across now to try and
Ball's gone.
fill the field.
No hands! Tackler assist 6, no hands!
Michael showing good ambition on the counter. Get it into the hands of O'Donoghue. Sherwin again, it's quick ball being supplied to Quigley and lovely hands. Brilliant exchange. Rory Brown, as I mentioned, he was super in round 1. He's just got a tiny bit isolated there. That's another big turnover. Breakdown's fascinating.
Yeah, I think the message from Danny Skeen will be after that first phase of a counter-attack, then they got to get to width straight away. Terenure are very narrow, but once it becomes a little bit tighter, that's where Terenure will come into it. That was a brilliant turnover from Adam Cooper there. But you saw how dangerous is Quigley in that backfield, just looking for mismatches. Very balanced runner.
So Mark Egan waits. To the front they go. Really good contest. David Walsh, an absolute nuisance in there. Spoke about the fact that he helped himself to a hat-trick last time out in round 1. He's so good in the line-out as well.
Walsh had no right to win that line-out ball.
Okay,
Terenure hadn't won. Just great tenacity.
Stop, thank you.
Opportunity from deep again from Paddy Curry. Dynamic runner. Much like Quigley, it's easy to step off both feet, can change direction in the blink of an eye. Taken on by Blaney. Lucky Wardick. Terenure go again through the phases. Michaels set pretty well. It's going to take something special. And that's it from Casper Gabriel. Got his limbs and arms free. Makes the offload. Wardick again, the captain. Quick ball again, more and heavily involved. Another big tackle. Blaney twisting and turning and manages to get the ground. In goes Adam Cooper to play scrum half and chipped over the top towards Curry. Real chase back there. Lovely take under pressure from Charlie McConnell, who started this game very comfortably.
Inside his own half.
There is space in the backfield, only one man covering back there. Gabriel, he's touched it, needs to be sure. Nothing seems to faze him. Laconic style, easy style.
Say, guys, stop.
Won't.
Okay.
Well, it will just bounce in the touch beyond halfway.
Yeah, I think that ball needed to get touched. Just looking down at both sets of forwards, they're out their feet there. The kick chase from Michaels for once was a little bit slow, and Gabriel had lots of time in the backfield and just wisely gets it off the pitch. But a good idea from the Terenure to just look for that chip space in behind. But as you said, brilliant cover from Charlie McConnell, who's had a big impact.
So disappointing when a player misses out through injury at this stage of the competition, or any stage, and that's certainly the case with Andrew Cosgrave today. His brother Chris was on that much decorated St Michael's team of 2019 and good company, the likes of Jack Boyle and Lee Barron, Andrew Smith as well.
One, don't break your binds, one. Through the middle. Well done.
Sherwin gets his team moving once again. They've seen plenty of possession in the opening 14.5 minutes.
In fairness to Dermot Blake, he's really rewarded the defensive side at the breakdown. If you get rights to the ball, you see here carry from Sam Corrigan, but just not clean isn't as effective as they would like to be, particularly off a first phase off a line-out like that. Good turnover.
There you go. Use the mark, don't go
Louis
ahead of
Carney
it.
this time into the side this afternoon for Olin Story.
Carney's better known for his ball carrying, but that's a really good bit of defensive play.
Super kick again. Prime field position this.
Right here.
Lots of moving parts, and they go for
He's at the front.
Mike Murphy. Took it well. Good delivery again from Mark Egan, who's coping with the conditions exceptionally
Old
well.
man! Old man brought it down!
To grind it goes.
Hind feet, blue.
Ball
Step.
is there and available for Mallet. Moran wants it initially, and it's in behind us. Beautiful hands, a wonderful pick-up off his bootlaces, and all the way out to O'Sullivan. A foot race potentially for the corner, and he might still get there. Wonderful corner flagging, and 3 Michaels players bundle them into touch.
Yeah. Lovely ambition from Terenure. Usually teams when a maul collapses like that, they just play a 12 up, but they have the ambition to go wide. And look at his hands, they go out the back here, but how he gets that ball away, and once he does, obviously Michaels are narrow. Price has come in to try and shut it down, and it's just a little foot race with Jeff O'Sullivan and Price, but look at the support coming across.
Come in.
Really important intervention there.
Not out of trouble yet. That's a brilliant, brilliant take.
10 release.
Super again from
Hind
David
feet.
Walsh and
Step, dig, offside,
Stuart
don't.
McGuire. They're not going to get too far.
No, good pressure.
Take another 2 steps, okay?
Good pressure in the kicker there. You see Lockie Wardick just getting past the screen from Michaels, but the quality of the throwing and the movement from both lineouts has been exceptional. It's really windy down there, but they've actually perfected it so far.
How many? 6. Let you get the player in. Okay.
Right in front of those Terenure supporters. Difficult to hear himself think. Now Mark Egan. He's got the call from Adam Cooper. Lots of moving parts, and
You're leaving the line out too early.
you've got a player leaving the line out too
You're
early.
leaving the line out too early. Not you, your players. 3 of you are leaving
It's
the
something
line
over the
out
last
too
couple of
early.
weeks, even in the pro game, you're hearing referees
Free kick.
in the URC be really hard on. It's been a big tendency of players who are not involved in the lift throw to get out there early, to get in position for the drive. Referees are picking up on it.
Something of a let-off for now from St. Michael's. Kept in play. Paddy Curry goes to the skies. This should hold up on the breeze and give Pascal Gabriel a chance. It's a brilliant take by David Walsh.
First man. Knock on
Ball is
advantage.
loose,
Knock
spilled
on
forward.
advantage. Put him down,
Ball
safe.
off
Bring him
Terenure
down,
hands.
safe.
Jim Sherwin gets the ground eventually. I
The
think
players
we'll
are
go
on
back
top of
for
him,
that
so it's
initial
not going to
knock
come.
on.
The
What a
knock
take from
on,
David
no
Walsh.
advantage, throw down blue ball.
He's very comfortable where any position.
Huh?
We've seen him carry ball,
Yeah, you
seen him
won the
catch the
ball
ball in
and
the
you
lineup,
knocked
but
it
they're
off.
covering the backfield.
Perfectly legal.
The running box kick from a running bomb from Paddy Curry, and Walsh just gets underneath it. Just quickly misses touch here. He tries to get every last meter out of
Time
that.
off. Time off.
Curry puts it up. Casper Gabriel chasing it.
You have 3 receivers.
Walsh just makes it his.
You cannot leave the man and see the ball at the front. So, right, 3, 4 seconds. It's entirely a timing issue.
That's Joe Quigley.
Yeah, I think he got a knock. He was coming from that ball from behind, and Walsh should have connected him in the air.
Quite a few of these players would have played with and against each other, be it at GAA or indeed in Leinster and Ireland representative squads. Paddy Curry namely alongside Joe Quigley in Dublin minor and now under 20 football in circles.
Guys, we're over here. Just wait till okay? Come on. Okay, here's our mark.
Quick glance up to the top left of the screen, and I'm amazed to see almost 20 minutes have gone by, and that's the first real breather we've had in the game. Joe Quigley is okay.
Front!
James Sherwin poised.
Bind! Set! Stay in the meter.
Corrigan feeds his 9 and away they go to the left-hand side. Ethan Black makes a bit of progress. Quigley
Touched! Knock on!
came off a
Okay, no
Terenure
advantage.
player
First
initially.
knock on, Terenure.
It has been signalled as a knock-on.
Come it down.
Another put in for St Michael's.
Yeah, nice scrum play from Michaels there. There's a big blind, there's a big open side to go back to, and they just dummy to go right, go back to the left, and it's Ethan Black. You just see here, Sherwin to Lucy to Ethan Black. He just tries to take him on the outside. He's trying to get an opportunity to give Pat Wood a one-on-one. Pat Wood's one of the most dangerous runners. He's been starved the ball. Hasn't really got into his channel yet, but if he does get it, you're guaranteed to see touch of class from him. He's an excellent winger, excellent finisher.
Stay in, nine. Stay there, thank you.
Quigley. Again, they're up hard and fast to meet him.
Hind feed.
Two fly halves going toe-to-toe, head-to-head. Gabriel and Quigley. Again, Terenure have turned it over. Ethan Black and Don Morton rather in the thick of the fight there. Cooper, the tackles keep coming. Terenure showing plenty of good invention. Oh, that could work out beautifully. Look at that for a 50-22.
It's a brilliant moment from Quigley. In fairness, Michael's needed it a little bit. They're starting to lose a bit of shape, not getting the continuity. And we see Terenure, any chance they get to try and get that ball away in contact, even if they're being knocked back. But look at Quigley here. Just the outside of his right boot. Judged it perfectly and right in front of his fellow students. Will enjoy that.
Audacious piece of skill. On the corner as the referee's whistle.
Six.
They want to go quickly here. The referee is going to call.
Mark is here. I have to see it as well, and you're behind my back.
Yeah, they got done there for double banking. To be fair, I find that frustrating because it's not a maul. They're going to break away. There's no material impact on the game. See here, the back lifter just gets behind, but
remember, don't slip in the space.
it's not going to matter really.
Protest again, a real scrappy ball and a difficult one for Josh Mooney to try and hoover up for his side, but he did so. Managed to get it away to Carney.
Hind feet close. Stay on.
But goes from Elliot Mallon, swirling around the 10-metre line. Good take by
Tackle,
David Lucy.
release. Tackle.
Coogan again, getting beyond Ben Blaney this time.
Stay onside.
Sherwin shaping the kick and then plays it out from his
Side,
fullback.
half.
One of those raking low wiper kicks deep down into the Terenure 22.
Okay, inside. No.
Yeah, lovely invention there
Stay
from
inside.
St Michael's.
He
They
clearly
looked to
stayed
set up
inside.
for the box kick, and because of that, Terenure had
Time up.
started to move across in the backfield to the left-hand side, and then one quick pass to Lucy, used his left
Foot
foot
was on the line at the very worst. He was clearly inside.
and to
Okay?
stretch that backfield.
Time is off. Player has to get his boots.
Paddy Curry
When I
sliced it a
blow-
bit there, but
Who's line is that again? Michaels. When I blow my whistle, you can go.
Lucy
Okay.
gets it off the field, doesn't give Michaels a chance to counter-attack.
Referee happy that he didn't kick it out on the full. Otherwise we're back on the 22, but possession is Michael's. But again, it's difficult buffering around there. But Michael's do manage to hoover it up in the shape of their captain, James Sherwin. Quigley goes in and feeds it into Rory Brown.
It's okay. Through the middle.
O'Donoghue this time.
step.
25th minute of the game, 7-3 the score, and from shadow into the bright sunshine over on that far side, and the tackles continue to come. Josh Mooney in the thick of the action for Terenure, the hands from Quigley, and then it goes from inside centre, the fullback, and a chance on the outside, and Pat Wood drives for the line. Tackle just in time. Both players come off pretty badly there. It's Casper Gabriel in the thick of the action, but the hands from Michaels again, Charlie McConnell, David Lucy, and Pat Wood in the end.
Oh, really good timing on every pass there. Pat Wood is an unbelievable finisher. What a tackle from Casper. Gabriel, I think he's hurt himself in it. Both players just putting their bodies on the line,
so
trying to.
On the 5 metre line, yeah.
One trying to save a try, the other trying to score. If he's to go off, it'd be a huge blow for Terenure. He's been outstanding so far.
Well, it looked a certain try for Pat Wood. It was a brilliant backline move by St. Michael's. Wonderful fluency, beautiful hands. But for the intervention of Casper Gabriel, it was a definite 5-pointer. Let's hope he's okay. Sitting up now. This is lovely. So quick between Ethan Black and Charlie McConnell. And then the speedster Pat Wood, eyes only for the corner and for the try line.
That's the first time Michael's been able to get the ball into Pat Wood's hand from left to right. You just see the skill set of all their backs connecting there. Quigley taking the ball to the line, pulling it out the back behind a decoy runner, and everyone else is fixing their man, and very unlucky there not to get a try. Only down to an amazing piece of defence from Gabriel. Pat Wood, Leinster schoolboy. Excellent the last game against Castleknock.
Took his try really well, lovely try it was, and good to see him go quickly across to Casper Gabriel and make sure that he's okay, which he is for now. That's wonderful news for everyone, and particularly Terenure. It's such a big impact. Took a massive impact to stop Pat Wood. Now, can they clear their lines here?
Away, Mike! Blue! Hind feet! Stay!
The captain after the line-out kick by Mike Murphy, who scored the opening try in the match against Kilkenny. This will test Casper Gabriel. That's a great kick.
Brilliant kick, because the dead ball area is quite small. He's a left footer. Ball is quite slow. Michael's trying to get to him. Just gets serious. He couldn't get any more of that. You couldn't expect any more. Look how tight it is. Look at the pressure that's going to come from Michael's here. It's Pat will bring a sigh of relief there.
Still under pressure, could take Walsh again, and that access from Maguire from touch is working really well. Around the corner they come in numbers. Fraser McKenna, both he and David Walsh in the Ireland under-19 training squads in December, know each other's games inside out. Ethan Black hits the line at pace. Here they come again, St. Michael's with Coogan this time, and the latch on from Fraser McKenna, but it's a good strip in the tackle.
Still inside! Knock on advantage!
Coming out with parity and better than that a lot of the time, Terenure, in those tight exchanges, those battle of inches. Michaels have knocked it on.
Yeah, Terenure are so tenacious, aren't they? Like, they lose a couple of collisions, but then they get a key moment like that, a jump to turnover, or a strip in the contact. They're making Michaels work for every inch that they get.
To continue to do that all afternoon. It's been a great start to the game by both teams.
All in. Grant! Fine!
Elliot Nolan, another of the Irish schools representatives on show today. So much talent out there. It's a huge push by St. Michael's. They two front rows then standing up. They can only push a metre and a half through there, and the referee shrill blast of the whistle. Driving the ball most into the wind off the outside of that boot. Casper Gabriel touch fine just on the 10-metre line. Well, they've fallen in the Leinster School Seniors Cup to either Blackrock, Clongowes or Gonzaga in each of the last 5 seasons, so they haven't gone out meekly or tamely, Terenure. As I said, lost the first one replay last year against Clongowes. 21 years since they were last champions. And for a brief moment that looked like a Michaels turnover, and it's a Michaels penalty.
Mark here.
Yeah, the problem for Terenure was just that ball wasn't caught cleanly, and once it was just tapped back, they weren't in the right position to go and clean it. That's an amazing kick from Quigley. Now he gives his pack a brilliant chance. You'd love to see it 10, having the bravery to go for every inch there. Just see it here, just a little bit isolated for a second. And Charlie McConnell, sorry, David Walsh gets in over that.
Hands locked onto this, a fascinating battle this between Joe Quigley and Casper Gabriel, the 210s as well, orchestrating their teams and moving them around the park. Oh, a little shift at the front, popped off down to that short side, and David Walsh.
Advantage offside.
Devastatingly dynamic from close range. David Walsh, we saw that with a hat-trick of tries against Castleknock from this kind of range, and they've so many numbers in there. Coogan and O'Donoghue as well. Big test this for Terenure now. Sam Corrigan is over the ball and leaves it instead. No ground made as yet. Quick check from Quigley, what's available out wide to the left-hand side, but they'll leave it momentarily for the forwards and the likes of Rian Coogan, the tight head prop. No way through as of yet. Resolute Terenure defence as it's been all afternoon. 30th minute of the game, 5 to half-time. Quigley a little bit of a muddle there in midfield, and a good tackle by Elliot Mullen.
Hind feet, Terenure. Hind feet.
Ball is still there. Sherwin gets his team moving again. Corrigan that time.
Hind feet, Terenure. Still advantage.
Well, it's a little bit loose, so Sherwin has to play an opportunity. Potentially now, can they get it down with Charlie McConnell? Cross goes the referee. What can he see? Held up.
Penalty over here.
I think they're on a penalty advantage. I think he's coming back all the way across here for
2 offside.
the second phase after the lineup. But amazing defensive Terenure. Not many teams will stop Michaels in that situation there where they're bringing that power game. And even at the last tackle, how do they stop? Did you see here? The ball bobbles out.
Marcus here.
But Charlie McConnell just incredible from Terenure to get under that.
On the line.
But Michael's going to go for the quick tap.
Off they go, surging towards the line. They're very close. The referee will get around to have a look. Can he see the ball on the floor? There's your answer.
Jim McGuire, I think. The hooker.
Back away for try.
Yep. Tuan Maguire has got the try. Referee did really well to spin around to the far side to see it and confirm the fact that Tuan Maguire has got Michael's first try of the afternoon, and they take the lead with a conversion to come.
And we saw the Gonzaga hooker, Luke McLaughlin, yesterday, been so explosive. He doesn't actually wait very long. He just goes, wins that first contact, and just has the power from behind him. The support players, great positioning from Dermot Blake, the referee. And with just 5 minutes to go, the win that Michaels have, you felt they needed to get some return out of that attacking phase.
It's a huge collision because he's met by 3 Terenure players. Pulled it to the left, across the posts. Difficult to try and adjudicate for that breeze, which he was trying to take into account, I'm sure, and draw it back from that left-hand side. But that's 2 points gone to Beggy. But nonetheless, Michaels have hit back at a really opportune time in the game. 32 minutes to take the lead, been behind for 20 plus.
I'm off.
Okay, change coming here. So Gareth Morgan is coming in for Casper Gabriel, who obviously hasn't recovered from that huge knock he took with that try-saving tackle from Pat Wood, and that's a real bitter disappointment for Terenure and for everyone looking on here. Kick-off hunted down, chased all the way. Michaels pinned back inside their 22. So Gareth Morgan wearing 21 is a fly half, so it's a like-for-like switch. And it is turned over again. They're doing really well in that department of close quarters.
9 feet. Offside advantage.
Key moments as we tick towards half-time in this game now. A real wrestling match for it now on the floor. Terenure's turn to try and punch some holes in that rear guard. Michaels offside.
Really good counter ruck from Terenure. Michaels just getting set up to box kick or eggs, and just probably one man short on a breakdown. Terenure spotted. And again, they make everything a contest. And now they have a chance. Their line-out drill's been good. What if they go up receive? Last time Michaels tried a front peel, which got him on the front foot, and from there, obviously, they're on the penalty advantage. Okay? Will Terenure's try a straightforward drive, test out his Michaels defence.
Sun in the eyes in the shadow of the stands towards the tail, and it's a good little switch and transfer, sets up the position for Mullen to try and feed the likes of Ben Blaney in there again. Forced back to 8 or 9 metres shy of that Michaels line.
Tackler releasing away, Blue. 9 feet.
Mullen waits. Difficult ball has been picked up instead, and almost straight through the middle from Dan Martin, and around the corner they come again. Helped away by Adam Cooper. It's another big tackle going in there from St Michael's again on defence. They've been very, very good. Carney takes it on, doesn't get too far. They'll try again with Mike Murphy. Mullen.
Off feet now.
No let up in the pressure. Michaels again get in position over the ball, but they can't get hands on. Terenure clear out just in the nick of time. Oh, that's a better effort from David Walsh at the jackal now. Has he turned it over? The referee's right there, and he says, yeah.
He's got
Michaels win it.
Leave it.
What's that song, Murder on the Dance Floor? There's murder on the gay line here. It's just every collision is double tackle. Ball carriers running as hard as they can. Sometimes with a latch, sometimes without. But Michaels, in fairness to them, they look comfortable enough when Terenure play that one-out rugby, bar a little opportunity there where it's a pick and go through the middle. And now with Casper Gabriel gone off, have Michaels got the, or sorry, got Terenure got the ability to get a little bit wider.
Okay? Thank you.
You see here, just gets away from support for a second. That's brilliant by David Walsh.
That's it, yeah. Well, depending.
Big moment from a big player. All the way towards the tail. It was ambitious and through the hands, but didn't go forward, and picked up by a Michaels player at the tail of the line out. We're pretty much on half time, so Joe Quigley, the fly half, decides that Michaels with a 1-point advantage and inside their own 22 off the field of play is a good option. A pulsating 35 minutes plus at Energia Park in Donnybrook. It was Joe Quigley that kicked Michaels into a lead. They were pegged back by a 7-pointer from Casper Gabriel. He's gone off, and Doohan Maguire has nudged his way over with a big try to put Michaels back in the lead. 1-point game at half-time. It's Terenure College 7, St Michael's 8. Welcome back to Energia Park in Donnybrook. We're here all week for the Leinster Schools Senior Cup quarter-finals. Terenure College against Michaels today, but coming up tomorrow from 2:45 on Premier Sports, Insertion College Ross Cray against Blackrock. And looking further ahead then to Friday afternoon from the same time at CBC Monkstown taking on St Mary's. So an intriguing opening 35 minutes, played at a frantic pace. 2 tries. And Terenure with the first of those. Casper Gabriel helping himself to 7 points. There he is with 10 on his back. He's been a big influence, and they're going to miss him. He's gone off injured just before half-time. Finishes it really well, Bernard.
Yeah, he scores a try and he saves a try a little bit later on when Pat Wood go for the corner. But just see here, he has a little look to play a little bit wider, but then he gets to wrap around, and obviously St Michael's are very ball focused there, and he has the pace to get through. So lovely offload from Louis Moore, and he takes advantage of it. This is excellent finish because he gets hit with 3 or 4 Terenure players, and Doohan Maguire, who's been really good at set piece, really prominent ball carrier, he just takes on responsibility there and gets his way over in the first phase. And that's a key score, huge score for Michaels. Obviously haven't played with the wind in the second half, and Max Stegan, Richie Allen is the guy in the middle sitting on the fence, and Ross Maloney all played Senior Cup for St Michael's. Will be a little bit happier now at half time, gone in a point up.
Ross Maloney, part of a really strong St Michael's team. There were 4 or 5 came through that year in particular.
Yeah, I coached him that year. He only got better when he got out of my hands on it. It was brilliant. Dan Levy, Donald Lawler, Bobby Holland, Roy O'Loughlin was on it, Keane Kelleher, Bobby Holland, Nick McCarthy was a scrum half, Ross Byrne, Dennis Coulson. There's a lot of very good players in that team. A lot of them went on to play for Irish U20s and pro rugby as well.
Interesting to see as this game ticks on, the loss of Casper Gabriel at number 10, just how prominent and relevant that might be. When he went off just 2 or 3 minutes before half-time, Terenure had the ball. They were camped down around that St Michael's 22, and there you can see he's visibly distraught.
Yeah, he's carrying that shoulder, isn't he? It's heartbreaking when you get an injury in any game, but in the quarter-final of a cup, when you're right in the contest and you're having a big influence on the game. Big blow for Terenure, player of his quality, out of this match.
Gareth Morgan in his place, a talented player, very much in his own right. So little between them. We anticipated and expected that it would be very tight. A lot of people with inside knowledge expecting Terenure to be very strong this year, right throughout the campaign. They'll have designs on today and to go deep into this competition, but a big test now in the second half. That man Joe Quigley, like Casper Gabriel in the 10 shirt for Terenure, very prominent. It's shaping up to be a brilliant battle between the two 10s.
I just want the tech done sorted before we go, okay? Lovely. Well, make sure to be out of your way.
Gonzaga, remember, already into the draw for the semi-finals, having dispatched Belvedere College in such dramatic fashion yesterday afternoon. Could yet turn out to be equally tight and close and dramatic this afternoon.
Ready, blue! Terenure!
So away we go. Joe Quigley gets us underway and all the way on that breeze and winds. It's much more than a breeze now, really.
Yeah, just overcooked it there. Good discipline by Terenure to leave it. Understood where the touchline was and didn't panic. That's the first really good scrum position that Terenure have had. It'll be interesting what they have up their sleeve. How they're going to readjust to it. Obviously, Gareth Morgan in, as you said, very talented player.
All in. Ground. Bind. Set.
So in it goes, and an opportunity for now for Terenure, and they switch the axis out to that far side, and great burst through by the replacement fly half, Gareth Morgan, showing good wheels. James Sherwin has it, drops on it. Michaels have managed to rescue the situation. Don't anticipate any let up in the tenacity around the contact and the tackle. It's been ferocious from both teams.
Okay.
There's their space for Cullinan to exploit. Stopped in his tracks by Corrigan. They go again. Morgan keeping his team moving. So too Mullen. Good service. There's that quick line speed in defence. Ethan Black off the line. So quick. No way through.
Great read there by Ethan Black, and just killed the momentum of this attack. Michaels now look very organised. Probably just need a couple more to come this side.
A little bit of crossing in there. Referees spotted it.
Yeah, but you can see the pressure that Michaels are putting on. Elliot Mallon, the scrum half, is starting to look for a little bit more opportunities for himself there, and just a little bit of confusion with his big tie head prop, Louis Carney.
So Quigley drills it into touch, and Michaels will set up once again. Last time these two went toe-to-toe in the Senior Cup competition was back in 2018 in the first round match. St Michael's came out the better of that one. Terenure have come out the better of that little exchange. That's a great take from Josh Mooney.
Throw it in. Hold it top. Stop. Stop.
Huge kick. Quigley.
Oh.
Offside.
Straight away. You're walking ahead straight away. You've got to hold
Another penalty we're seeing a lot of in recent times in particular.
That's a bit of a gimme. That's the problem when you go back. Go back to 10 in that situation. You just got to have really good discipline. I think Dermot Blake was calling the players, but they didn't listen to him and needed to stop the run.
You see he's going for these low kicks because of the wind he's facing into, Joe Quigley, in this second half. Just didn't get a hold of that one as he would have liked at all.
That's a long way across to the right hand side there from where Quigley took that kick. He needed to drill it low, but just didn't get a hold of it. The wind is stronger than you would think. Good work in that last line-up by Josh Mooney to get up and disrupt. Michaels had looked rock solid up till now. And once again there.
Quick ball available off the top, and now what's available out the back as they take it up the middle by Sam Corrigan. Sherwin. Kicking option this time, prodding one through to the Terenure 22 and all the way to the try line. They've got to be very careful here.
No.
Pretty sure it was. It's going to be a scrum 5.
Yeah, what a kick from Quigley.
No grounding, mate.
Just a little wrap around. They bounce back down the side they came from. It's a pre-planned play.
No
he just drills
mate.
it and he gets the perfect bounce here. This is a nightmare for
It's Gareth Morgan, isn't it?
Morgan, yeah.
Okay, all in. Friend! Fine! Set!
So then
Hold
Sherwin.
it, stay in 9.
McConnell. He's a powerful player, he's a big runner, he's got all the way. That's a try. Charlie McConnell, he's had a brilliant afternoon, all his own work. He didn't need support left or right. Straight off first phase. It comes from the kick from Quigley, the scrum, and the finish from the inside centre.
Yeah, they held him up before half time, but they weren't going to hold him up there. Brilliant footwork, power. Just a 9-12 from the scrum. You see it here. He's eating Black on his shoulder. He doesn't need him. He just steps off his left foot, back off his right, and down for a try. Brilliant piece of attack from McConnell.
He's a powerful player, big, strong, leg drive. No surprise that Andy Skehan, when he was asked pre-match about the loss of Andrew Cosgrave and bringing in Charlie McConnell, said no problem, he's a super player. That's a good strike.
Good start in the second half for Michaels. Playing really smart into that win, and then once they get that set piece, just really clinical, bringing that power a little bit further out.
Yeah, I'll be really pleased with how his side have adapted to the conditions and tactically started this second half.
Okay, don't now.
Andy Skehan and his brother Sean, in case you weren't with us pre-game, the two head coaches, brothers of Terenure and St Michael's, who know each other's games so well. What a take that is. Support on the inside, into the 22. Oh, lovely. Evasive running by Dan Martin. What a response by Terenure. St Michael's barely time to reorganise and think about the try they've just scored, and Terenure have hit back with one of their own. Brilliant finish by Dan Martin.
No, brilliant by Martin again. Sherwin goes for the kick, but into the wind, it's held up. And just there, I think, just showed Paddy Curry's look electric all game, and then Dan Martin with the wheels. They have a back line. We've got to trust them now in the second half. Test that Michael's defence out wide. Sean Skeen, be delighted with that, having just seen his side conceded what he would see as a soft try. To bounce back straight away is brilliant for him. Harrison Brewer as well beside him, who's obviously involved in the coaching staff, was in the Leinster Academy. He was a brilliant schoolboy himself for Terenure, and now important player for their AL team.
So Jeff O'Sullivan takes over the kicking duties with Casper Gabriel forced off. Strong breeze behind him, albeit gone into that corner, swirling around, plenty of height on it. He likes it, he loves it. Back to very much still in this 1-point game. Why did Paddy Curry keep his eye on that, remain aware of where he was geographically on the field and avoid that touchline? It's brilliant dexterity. Feels like this game could absolutely explode into a free-for-all, a flurry of end-to-end stuff at any given time. Michael's now in prime position with a penalty.
It's that man, David Walsh again, assistant captain. He's having a massive effect on the breakdown. You just see really good kick-off from Quigley, finds the bounce, and just from there, Terenure are a little bit disorganised. Don't get the support. The ball carrier just in time, and Walsh gets over it.
There he is again, David Walsh. The referee is consistent.
Go for that shift drive. That's a big let off for Terenure. That's twice now Michaels have fallen foul of that. Trying to open up that space in behind the catcher. But missed touch here. Will Michaels go?
Options aplenty. So many brilliant broken field runners. Delicacy of the chip across, looking for the space for Pat Wood on this side.
Stand there, stay there. Okay, you're clear on what that is, guys, yeah?
Blaney off.
You're clear on the penalty, yeah?
Bit of activity
Don't
down
go
there.
in
It looks
front.
like Ben Blaney is off. So he's got 45 minutes on his long-awaited return from a long, nasty injury. Very little left in the tank. That's a good shift from him. That's a brilliant take.
Tackle release.
Confirmation of that switch. Lorcan Ferrari, the player to come in to the back row.
9 release.
Josh Mooney, one of many who's had a
It's
good
on here,
game.
it's on.
There is space out there. They can put it through the hands again. O'Sullivan elects to chip in behind and fractionally out. It's out on the full, and the opportunity goes a begging.
That's a lovely bit of attack from Terenure from the line out. A beautiful throw, jump throw, caught on top of his jump, and then from here, just you see that Michael's defence is a little bit narrow. Get on the outside. I think he has time again. He keep that in the hand and try and link up with the support inside.
Okay.
Terenure get a little bit of confidence from when they've gone to Witt here. They've asked questions and found a few solutions in this Michael's defence.
Broke away.
Stuart McGuire takes it on. He was a little bit isolated. Sherman was in there quickly to help.
No, hands are on.
Quigley now also.
Okay,
Fraser
there
McKenna
now.
this time.
You're off your feet. Stay on. Stay on. Get back. Thank you. Okay.
Up it goes into the air from the St Michael's captain, swirling around and watched all the way brilliantly by O'Sullivan again.
Hind feet, blue.
Oh, that's been spilled.
I was just about to say you're going to see a few minutes of cat and mouse now with a lot of box kicking, hoping someone in the backfield makes an error, but there, unfortunately for Terenure, it was just an error off a simple 9 pass, just trying to create a little bit more of an open side. Just probably the ball's, he has too much time on it, just takes his eye off it.
No dummies. Okay. I won't reward you. All in. Crowd. Fine. Set. No hook. You're just rolling the ball back. Free kick. No hook.
You don't see those given very often.
Mark is here. Free kick.
It's a big
It's a
relief
free
for
kick.
Terenure there.
Free kick.
Crooked foot in is the call.
Here's it,
Yeah.
Mark. Stay on side
Hands
behind
take
him, guys.
these days, but
Can't go
Dermot
straight
Blake
out.
gives that one
Fine.
in the way of Terenure. Falls into the grasp of McConnell.
Tackle! Knock it.
Through the hands and
Okay,
then
first
spilled.
knock on blue,
First knock on
second
off of
knock on,
Michael's
very,
player,
very
put into Terenure then.
I think it's just the line speed and Mike Murphy's just trying to bring there.
You know yourself, you have to don't want to happen to you as well.
Just
Mark
spooks
is
to
there.
Michael's carrier for a second. Just
Okay.
see here, he's going to blitz
You know you
off the
have to do
left hand
it.
side just there. And a rare error
Time
from
off,
Joe
man down,
Elliott.
guys. Time off, man down. Captain. Always a gimme. Make sure he gets the hook in.
Trying to
Okay?
take on some fluids, a little bit of treatment for one of these St Michael's player, Ethan Black. I think it is.
It's a
Done
different
there,
type of
that left
obstruction. You
ankle
pass the
seems
ball,
to be
but you
the
guys
issue.
are already in front, so the ball carrier hits into you. It's already connected to your first obstruction.
Yeah, it's a nice combination.
You shift lane as you
So
did.
far, hasn't it been between McConnell and Ethan Black? Complement each other really well.
Because you're in a separate ball, you've changed lanes.
And certainly Charlie McConnell has taken his opportunity, and where Michael is to go further in the
That's
competition.
the same ball. You've changed long before.
Prime position to hold on to that
Okay.
jersey. Andrew Cosgrave's injury is bad enough. We understand that he's unlikely to play in the remainder of the competition. That's Scott Penny with the beanie in the thick of the action in there, passing on some words of wisdom.
Mark here.
It's brilliant for these youngsters to have people who've gone before them, like Scott Penny, Jack Boyle, Harrison Brewer, involved, passing on their knowledge, working with them on a day-to-day basis. They really appreciate what their schools did for them and their careers.
Okay, hold.
So Mallon, here come Terenure again. Is there space? Important tackle, clutching on was Quigley. As Dan Martin almost got through again. This time the carry by the captain, Wardick. Frantic pace. Warnick again, that's a little bit rushed and hurried. It's okay though, it's back, so ball is live, but it's there on the Michael side.
Terenure. Okay, in his own half.
Sherwin gets it back to his fullback, and it's pumped down towards the Terenure 22 now as there's space.
Hold it, Terenure, hold it. Okay.
David Lucy. Difficult on kick return in these conditions. He's up quickly to try and stop Jake Carter. Short pass back inside to Egan, who takes it on at pace. Good carry by Mark Egan. Michaels thought they had rights over the ball there again.
Walsh again, will took a big clear out to stop him.
Okay.
This might break up here.
Tricky one for Wood. Saw the aggression on the face of James Sherwin there in the carry. Taken on by Maguire again.
Michaels are going to go back to the air here.
Stay onside.
Not going anywhere, ball in
Stay
hand.
onside. Use it.
He's given that plenty. Quickly back into position in the backfield. Oh, that's caught the breeze. It's a very, very good kick. And it's what, 12 inches short of the 50-22?
Yeah, no, I think it's Michael's ball, but great kick because you're flirting with kicking out in the full and a big momentum swing.
A couple of players receiving attention. Jake Carter is down for Terenure. Meantime, as we look at that kick again, how close is it?
Clearly banks that over.
Yeah. See a change coming in. Looks as though Scott McAllister is coming in for
Give them time,
Terenure.
give them time. I need it myself.
Yeah, so Louis Carney is off.
He's had a good game, Louis Kearney. Very lively. Good scrummager. Turner would be a little bit worried about Jake Carter. He did brilliantly in the backfield there, just showed real athleticism to get back.
Okay, what number is my new captain?
That's Chris O'Connor, who's coming in meantime on the St. Michael's side of things.
Wait for my whistle. Stop.
James Sherwin
What
hobbling
number
off.
St.
He
Michael's
doesn't
is
look
my new captain? Number 9 is the St.
comfortable.
Michael's captain. I need a number as a captain. Okay, guys, wait. He's
just
still
going to have
getting
to hold
attention.
this
Your
line out
captain is
because
just went off. Who's my new
still
captain?
getting some attention to the left-hand
No,
side
okay,
there for
that's
Jake
all. You're my
Carter, the
captain now.
Terenure second row, getting some strapping on his knee.
I know.
That's a big blow for Michaels losing James Sherwin.
Because it banks out.
He's a key man for them, mainly
Guys, yeah, step over. The mark is
in terms of
outside
his
the 22,
exits.
so get a
Takes a lot of
meter from that
responsibility
line.
and himself and quickly work really well together.
Okay, when I blow my whistle, you can go.
So, ball set again with Maguire. Walsh the target.
Oh! In the 5.
O'Connor first kick downfield from him. It's a decent one. He puts Paddy Curry under a little bit of pressure, but he's been so good in the air all afternoon. That's a measured kick again.
Yeah, it was a nightmare for Chris O'Connor. He's only on the field in his forward pack, win the ball to front, but then get pushed towards the touchline. No angle to work with, in fairness. He took a risk going down the middle. And actually, Michaels will be happy that Paddy Curry kicked that because they look a little bit light. On the defence of the right hand side, but so many subs coming on now.
5 purple.
Game so evenly balanced. It's all about the strength of your bench.
Purple as well.
So 19 for Terenure. Luke McNiff is coming in.
Okay.
Junior Cup captain from last year, and Ethan Balamash also coming in as an excellent player.
What an experience for these 4 cheers to come on in a cup match
Option,
against St. Michael's. The game in the balance. Yeah, Ethan Balamash was outstanding last year in the Junior Cup.
I'm sure you were
Part
going
of
to
a very good back line.
Got his chance off the bench the last day against Kilkenny and took his try really well.
Yeah, it's great to see Sean Skeen, Andy Skeen having such faith in their bench as well.
Okay, all in.
What's inside, please? What's inside?
12.
There he is.
5.
Relishing this opportunity on this stage.
6.
1 point game with under 20 minutes to go. It's a turnover.
First
Michaels
man.
have won it brilliantly. I think it's Rory Brown.
5 feet, purple.
Superb position over the ball.
Onside,
Good
it's
strength,
okay.
and then charged on from O'Connor's kick, and over it
Release,
goes Adam
purple
Cooper.
release. Purple
And is he
release.
on the ball?
9 feet.
No, Michaels have it.
Stay on side.
If only just with Doohan Maguire. O'Donoghue this time. Frantic start to the game, as you say, for Chris O'Connor to come into.
Touched all on side.
Ball was touched, and an opportunity for O'Sullivan again, who looks very dangerous and very lively. Terenure poor forward again. That's McNiff with his first real involvement, and then a little bit deeper
Knock
up
on
the back
advantage.
and up too quickly,
advantage, just a
and that
knock on,
forces
just
the
knock on.
knock on Charlie
Okay.
McConnell again.
Yeah, there's not more than a knock on there. In fairness to
Okay,
Michaels, he looked
Marcus
quite
here.
comfortable actually when Terenure go to the middle of the field with their back line. Just see here,
Yeah.
it's quite
Waiting
deep,
on you guys.
it's quite predictable. And even if that pass goes to hand, Ethan Black is in position. But yeah, when Terenure get one pass more out and get into those 15-metre channels, they actually look like they can really stretch Michaels.
All in. Front. 5. Set.
And this time they do go into the wider channels. Oh, it's been missed, and an opportunity now on the pickup if they can manage to wrestle it. O'Sullivan still there, and is there a touch?
Carried over by blue. Scrum purple.
Oh, scrum purple, scrum Terenure. I lost in the
Scrum
sun there, to be
purple,
honest. It
carried
was
over by blue.
a
No
lovely
knock
kick
on at
through
all.
from Curry. And just gets an unbelievable, beautiful bounce. Doesn't sit up to
Purple
him.
carried over
But
by
then the
blue. No
bobbling
groundings,
ball.
no knock-ons. It's a scrum there.
Jeff O'Sullivan can't
Marcus
get to
here.
it.
Ooh, that's
First, Chris O'Connor gets back to put it down in the end. But it's exactly where Terenure want to be.
the referee in a good position as well to adjudicate fairly and see that. Chris O'Connor couldn't take many chances now. That big opportunity in the game for Terenure College here.
Gets the head.
No, they've turned it over.
All on.
Michaels get themselves out of a real jam.
It was touched to the purple line out.
Purple line out, yeah. I think
Right here.
Joe Quigley feels that was touched.
Right, blue line out, blue line out, blue
That's
line
a
out.
huge scrum against the head. We've seen him so rarely. Does he strike for it?
It was touched to the blue line out.
No, just doesn't turn your hooker to strike. But look at the pressure he's under.
Yeah.
His feet are off the ground there. He's getting topped up in the air. That's why he wasn't able to strike for that ball. So massive by the St. Michael's pack.
Was touched, it is Michael's ball. Was that straight? Didn't look it from this angle. We're a long way away from it. The referee's right there. He agrees.
Yeah, they're going to get a second
Okay,
chance.
Marcus
Now. Just
here, guys.
These conditions are they're a big factor now, aren't they? It's tricky out there.
stressful time for Michaels here now. They're spending way too much time in this area of the field, but they just can't get back-to-back possessions.
Okay.
Terenure really going after them.
Crouch. Fight. Set.
So what can they manufacture here off first phase? A little strike play up the sleeve, a switch of passes in midfield, and Moran takes it on. Mullen has a look on his own. Great tackle by Rory Brown. Open side's played really well again. Captain's carry from Lockie Wardock this time. McAllister over it. A loose pass on the points, and it's fly kick downfield and a foot race by 2 or 3 players. David Lucy is there, kicks it on again, quickly off and chase as well. 2 against 1 in favour of Michaels, and Terenure somehow with Paddy Curry get back to do it off. Brilliant from the fullback.
Yeah, brilliant by Paddy Curry, because it looked at one stage if Michaels had all the pace there, but he came from nowhere. Just this hack through.
Okay, time.
Ian Blake, and Curry just gets in front there, tracks it all the way back. Brilliant foot race between Price and Curry. Picked up a bit of a knock, but a couple of players down now. Michael's player getting cramp, has cramp in the backfield.
It's all happening.
It's Quigley, I think.
It is, yeah. full tilt to go back and try and get on the end of that hack through from Ethan Blake. He was beaten to the bunch by Paddy Curry. I wonder, is his afternoon over? Maybe just cramp, yeah. A couple of further changes. It looks like Daniel Ryan, wearing 23, has come in for St. Michael's.
No, time. No.
That is Joe Quigley.
Wait, leave a man as well, okay?
Oh, he's gone.
Yeah.
Is that player
We'll have to make a change, it seems. So that is the swap.
Okay,
Daniel Ryan
Time is still off. Time
in
is still
for
off.
Joe Quigley.
Guys, wait for the whistle.
10 minutes plus.
You must be behind them still, guys. You still have to be behind them.
1 point game.
Okay.
Now that McConnell to try and use his power, allied to that lovely evasive footwork that he has, and David Walsh, athleticism and strength, so good. Looks like he can play any position. He too pulling up with a little bit of cramp as Ethan Black looks to through a hole. O'Connor, McConnell again, Brown as well, back against the green. They come looking for Joe Elliott.
Away, tackler!
Black again, flat to the pass, lovely pass to McKenna. Brilliant take two by the lock forward, showing good hands, stretching the full width of the pitch now, St. Michael's. O'Connor, Coogan available, and it is the tight head who takes it on, and a latch by Elliott, but he just barged his way past Mike Murphy and then into Fraser McKenna. Brilliant defence by Terenure, wonderful tackle.
No
McConnell
hands,
again.
release! Tackle release!
Terenure do release, they don't need to concede any penalties now. O'Connor again, relentless now from St. Michael's. Brown has a go again, and O'Connor maybe on his own, all the way to the line. He's got there, he's found a gap, wriggles his way through, powers his way to the line. That's a massive score in the context of this game for the replacement, Chris O'Connor. He's been excellent since coming in.
Yeah, that's what you're looking for your bench, to go and do something, and O'Connor did it there. He took responsibility. The ball just bobbles out of the ruck. Just not this one, the next one. Because Terenure putting a lot of bodies in, just bobbles out, and just there's no pillar. The next phase, and O'Connor, quick as a light, just spots it. Little show and go, and gets over. Just from that 22 dropout, or goal line dropout, 12 or 13 really good phases, good ride in their attack, and eventually get the reward. There's a big kick here. This will make a 2-score game if he can manage to get over. Ethan Black is taking on responsibility for Quigley.
Strikes it low, but strikes it well. Up go the flags, and it is a 2-score game. It is a big kick, and it's a massive 7 points.
Yeah, they'll breathe a little bit easier now. In fairness, they deserve massive credit. When they were caught in their own 22 there for 7 or 8 minutes, their discipline, never gave Terenure a shot at goal. Just stayed calm and then go down the field and get a score. Let's see what Terenure can throw at him now. Oh, knock on.
A little bit of over-exuberance, nothing more than that. Adrenaline pumping. Well, they hit back pretty quickly after that Charlie McConnell try with the score from Dan Martin. Can they do something similar here?
Shoulders, eights. Shoulders. Crab!
Scott McAllister in for Louis Carney, wearing 18 on the tight head side for Terenure. Everything to the right-hand side of this scrum now as they come out with Mallon. Oh, there is a big hole in midfield and away through. Paddy Curry. Terenure right back in it.
What is wrong with these schoolboy teams? They just won't protect the leads. Yesterday, every time Gonzaga scored, Melville scored, vice versa, and just there, just that scrum. They haven't looked like they had to move up their sleeve, but this is brilliant. Just that late line from Paddy Curry, and once he gets in behind him, They're never going to be able to get back. Brilliant response in front of the post. Match on again.
No time wasted whatsoever with the conversion straight between the uprights from Louis Moran, and it's a 1-point game. Oh, so much talent on show. You just can't keep players like Paddy Curry and Dan Martin quiet, and there's Louis Moran taking over the duties to kick the 2 points.
Yeah, big Miles Berman, runner star of the Junior Cup team last year, coming on now. The second row.
He was very prominent off the bench in his cameo in the first round against Castleknock, if memory serves correctly. It was a strong performance from the Michaels bench, and we're seeing something similar today from both sides.
Hold, Terenure!
Back to a 1-point game. David Lucy gets it wide to Pat Wood. Tackle this time by Ballamash on the defensive, and in they go to Corrigan.
Numbers here.
They do if they can put it through the hands. That's an important ball and all tackle, and then they've got a jackal in position. Big turnover for Terenure.
They're pumped up. Rogan Berry gets in over that ball. Adam Cooper, the Terenure loose end, has had a massive game. Just his work rate. He was outnumbered here on the blind side, but he just deals with it. Gets on that ball. Opens up an opportunity for the inside jackal. And we saw what Terenure could do off that last scrum. Have they got something up their sleeve from a line out? It's a long way out.
6.
They've got to be full of confidence now, having scored that brilliant try. Good contest again, but it's been snatched and won and funneled back by Mike Murphy and into Louis Moran. They go one all the way wide. Is there space out? The wide expanse is good cover, good little chip and chase by Jeff O'Sullivan. Now who's going to win the wrestling match for it?
Hind feet, hind feet.
Ball is there for St Michael's. It was good cover. O'Connor in there again, but
no hands,
big tackle
no
from
hands.
McNiff.
Yeah, it's a great battle over there between Jeff O'Sullivan and David Price, isn't there?
Stay on side.
All
Stay
over the pitch, these little exchanges are so important.
No.
Mirror.
Yeah. Mistakes can be costly, and it's a couple in a row now by Chris O'Connor, having done brilliantly.
Mark here.
Lots of chat, lots of talk. What's the plan? A steal by Joe Elliott. It wasn't a brilliant delivery. It's not been properly cleaned up just yet. We'll be back with some work to do just yet.
Big relief for Michaels. Do a great job of contesting the line out. Just see here. Joe Elliott gets to it. This is a horrible ball going backwards. But in fairness, Ian Black, he tidies it up. He stays in field and just decision there. I'd say they had rights to that ball, but look at Michael's fans are in great voice. It's a great kick.
It's a very, very good kick. It really is zero angle.
Okay, you guys take the tip there.
Again, we find ourselves a handful of minutes away from the final whistle with a 1-point game. Everything in the balance, all the endeavour, and it's back on the Michaels side now into the hands of Black. Sets Corrigan off at a rate of knots straight up the middle of that Terenure defence. O'Connor into Walsh, little no-look pass. Elliott again. He's coming more and more into the game. Now is that a Terenure turnover? He's seen it the other way. It's a little bit of a gamble at this stage of the game. Straight in front of the post to go. Hunting ball in there, but it goes against Terenure and for Michaels.
Yeah, it's Cooper.
2.5.
He'd argue he had that ball when he was taken off his feet. Interesting. I thought Michaels have a shot at goal there.
2.5.
Nothing easy when your prime goalkeeper is off the field. Ethan Clark took responsibility previously, but they go instead for the corner. Oh, it's been pinched and won brilliantly. That could yet prove huge in the game. Line-out's been excellent. Breakdown has been fascinating.
Okay.
And at times could have gone either way. Won't get massive ground.
Touch there.
Yeah, you feel they need to go back to back in terms of disrupting this
Mark
Michaels
here.
line out. Obviously, Walsh is the main target. Terenure getting bodies in the air around him, but Joe Elliott's a very good jumper as well, and also Miles Berman, who's now on.
That's brilliant. I think it was Berman, wasn't it, who won it, and into Daniel
Away
Ryan they
tackle,
go.
purple. No hands.
Can't afford to concede a penalty now. Straight in front of the post. David
Knee
Walsh
down, release,
again.
tackle, release. High feet.
Berman pulls one out the back. Options wide here if they can release it. Pat Wood, huge amount of work to do. Wisely comes back in field looking for support.
High
Dying
feet.
embers of the game. Michaels now to win it for sure. Give themselves that little bit of breathing space if they can find a way to the try line. Josh
Don't
Mooney
go
still
outside.
toiling away in there with hands on momentarily. Doohan Maguire takes it on. O'Connor again. Short this time to Coogan once more. They keep it in tight. O'Connor again asks his forwards to carry again, and Sam Corrigan has carried all afternoon. Ball is slow coming back.
Hind
I
feet.
think it's Coogan in there again, driving forward, lots of support on
Onside,
his shoulder. O'Connor, this time he skips it out towards Daniel Ryan, very,
Onside.
very close.
Stay onside.
This would seal it now for St Michael's if they can find a way to that Terenure try line.
No, let it come, let it come. Let it come.
Look to be just
Let
short.
it come, hind feet. Hands on the line.
Fractionally
Hands
short.
on the line.
One more phase, you'd imagine.
Game of inches now if they can find
Let
a
it
way
come.
around the corner. Bounce off his shoulder, get low, pump those legs,
Hind feet,
drive
purple.
towards the line. It's brilliant defence from Terenure. Defiant
Hind feet.
right to the end, trailing by a point and hanging on to their Senior Cup lives here. That's very, very
No,
close
shot.
again. Referee trying to get a good angle to see it. Michaels find a way to the try line, and that is a place in the semi-finals surely for Doohan Maguire and St Michael's.
Brilliant by Maguire, but brave defence from Terenure. Phase after phase, they just found a way to stop him, and eventually, just Doohan Maguire, he finds that little weakness, and that should be it. Such good drill here with all the fatigue to just make sure they don't lose the ball. They don't get held up over the line. Whenever there's a little bit dodgy, they recoil back, and then eventually there you see the hooker has been incredibly good out in the set piece, but also in terms of his carry, he's been a dominant carrier, I would say, in the game from a forward point of view.
Well, the clock is in the red. It's been a titanic battle, a brilliant effort from Terenure, but surely now that is it. Good looking strike. It's a great strike, and it is the cherry on the top for St Michael's, who progress once again to a Leinster Schools Senior Cup semi-final after a real battle against Terenure, and they seal it at the end with a second try of the afternoon for their hooker Doohan Maguire. Disconsolate, dejected faces of crestfallen Terenure players who gave it absolutely everything right across the park from 1 to 23. Gallant effort from them, but it's St Michael's who progress to a semi-final. Terenure's race is run, they are out. Confirmation of the final score is Terenure College 21, St Michael's 29. Reaction when we come back from this short break.
Reporter. 1, 2, 3. Stick two. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yes, welcome back to Energia Park in Donnybrook. A fascinating quarter-final encounter goes the way of St Michael's at the expense of Terenure College, and the St Michael's captain and head coach good enough to join us post-match. James Sherwin, a titanic battle. We expected that it might be when the two names came out of the hat in the quarter-final draw. Michael's against Terenure, all the ingredients of a really great encounter. What was it like to play in?
I think it's actually tough to explain what it's actually like out there. I think it's unbelievable atmosphere. We knew the second we drew Terenure how good of a side they were going to be. Got so many good assets to their game, so it's just so happy to get the win.
Fascinating encounter to watch as unusual because it had a little bit of everything. The breakdown was ferocious, the line-out exchanges, scrums, backs, forwards, a little bit of everything. And every time that Terenure were asked a question, they came back at you, and to seal it at the end there must make you very proud.
Yeah, absolutely. I think so proud of the lads. They really dug out there at the end. I think I knew they would, but we knew we'd have a tough game with Terenure. They're absolutely unbelievable sides. Just really happy.
Well, listen, the guys are celebrating away to our left, so I won't keep you. Thanks and congratulations, James. Yeah, just to echo what your captain has said there, we said pre-game, look, if everything goes to form, it'll be very, very tight, and Terenure kept you very honest. You must be really pleased.
Yeah, really pleased to get out of that. I think these cup games, I mean, so many things that don't normally happen in the season seem to happen in them. Everybody's just putting in maximal effort, so both teams took a bit of a toll on the injuries there, and it's just about surviving sometimes, getting the ball into their half, and if it's down there, maybe they're a little bit further away from your line, so something might go your way, and I think that's how the game played out.
What was the difference ultimately in the end, because it's so hard to put your finger on just what swung it your way in the end?
Yeah, I think it kind of comes back to what I said before the game. Once we got in there, we sustained a lot of pressure. Now, in fairness to Terenure, they repelled a number of our entries, but we still managed, I think, 4 tries once we were in to pound them in, while a couple of theirs came from an error off a starter play, and we made a huge error then off a kick chase. So it was more about just getting our pack on the ball, getting into the right position, and when that happened, not that we were confident, but we knew that we had it within us to get over the line.
Yeah, there was that kind of mental resilience. Bernard said it to me in commentary at one stage. When you're under the pump with around about 13, 14 minutes to go, they had a sustained period of pressure in and around your 22. Your discipline was tremendous.
Yeah, we're probably lucky. We touched on that in the week in just, you know, Terenure are definitely on the ascendancy at this time, and our lads have a lot of experience in the banks. For instance, 5th years had won the Junior Cup, 4th years had been in the Junior Cup final. We were in the final, as I said, in the first round in Thailand against Westlake. So those things probably count in those moments, and I think just having a calm head and being able to get back in the game was apparent then.
So you have the bragging rights in the skiing family then?
We're moving straight. The next conversation I have with Sean will be playing UCD in the AIL.
Done and dusted. We're listening to you. A great job. Well done today, and we'll look forward to chatting to you in a couple of weeks in the semi-finals.
Yeah, thanks very much. Thanks very much.
Thanks so much to Andy. Yeah, look, another great game. I know we said every week that they're so hard to predict these matches, such as the quality out there. And even as Andy said there, at times as coaches and players, they don't know what to expect because they're so finely balanced. But great credit to St. Michael's, the way they dug in there at the end. And I suppose over the balance of 70-plus minutes, just deserved it maybe.
Yeah, they did, and as you said, they managed to squeeze Terenure when they had to. Now I think Terenure showed an incredible amount of talent, and were very unlucky with the injuries they had, but so did Michael's, and probably Michael's bench just had big moments in that last 15 minutes. But do Michael's look invincible? No. Are they formidable? Yes. But Gonzaga yesterday, you know, they won't be fearing from that performance. There was elements in that performance that Michael's would need to fix, but they have a good coaching staff and they have the talent to probably do that. So looking forward to seeing what comes out of the next couple of days. Yeah, it's going to be interesting looking ahead to a semi-final. As I said, Michael's, oddly enough, haven't been in a final since they won it in 2019. They've been knocked out and unlucky in a couple of close semi-finals in recent years. They look like a team that have enough facets to their game, like we saw them with a big strong pack performance a couple of weeks ago in round one. We saw elements of that again today with the likes of David Walsh and Fraser McKenna and those guys. That they've plenty out of the pack as well, though. Yeah, they're really well balanced. I think David Walsh is one of the best schoolboys I've seen in a long time. His influence today was incredible. 6'7", athletic, both sides of the ball, very dynamic, so you could nearly win a cup around him alone. But they're more than that, you know. The halfbacks, obviously they'll be hoping their captain gets back. His hip is a little bit sore. He's a key man from Sherwin. Quigley went off with injury. You know, hopefully Cosgrave will come back into the team. The back three, look, they're a quality side, and look at their quality side, and you know that by looking at how many represented players they have. But I think they have good balance to this team, and Skeen knows the time of day, and he'll build them correctly for what's obviously going to be a hard semi-final. Yeah, so they join Gonzaga in the hat for the semi-final draw. Of course, we are back for the next couple of days as well, so time to tell you about what's coming up tomorrow. It is Cistercian College Russ Cray against Blackrock. We're back from 2:45 live on Premier Sports, and then on Friday, CBC Monkstown against St Mary. So two further places in the semi-final up for grabs over the course of the next 2 days. But today at Donnybrook, the day belongs to St Michael's, the 3 times previous winners of the Senior Cup, in the hat for the semi-finals. Chat to you again tomorrow at 2:45. Bye for now.